If you ever watched the Nickelodeon show Rugrats, then you probably already know who Angelica is. She's the mean, bratty little girl who always wants to cause trouble for our main characters. But have you ever wondered why she is the way she is? Maybe she isn't all that bad. Maybe she isn't born evil. Maybe circumstances made her the way she is. And maybe the circumstances could explain why the show the way it is right now. Well, time to put on your tinfoil hats because we're going to go nutty, cuckoo, bananas, crazy conspiracy theories on y'all with this pretty crazy and very out there theory, but still an entertaining one at least. So, sit back, relax, and keep those tinfoil hats tight on your head because we're going to read the story called The Rugrats Theory. The Rugrats really were a figment of Angelica's imagination. Chucky died a long time ago along with his mother. That's why Kaz is a nervous wreck all the time. Tommy was a stillborn. That's why Stu is constantly in the basement making toys for the son who never had a chance to live. The DeVilles had an abortion. Angelica couldn't figure out whether it would be a boy or a girl, thus creating the twins. As for all grown up, Angelica was a bipolar schizophrenic who, as a teenager, became addicted to various narcotics, bringing her back to her childhood, thus creating a world in her mind that she obsessed over. Because of the time lapse between the present and the last time she interacted with her imaginary world, she made them older. Angelica was constantly taking hits of acid so she would never have to live without her creations. To her creations were her only company in a judgmental world. Angelica's mom actually died of a heroin overdose. Angelica was schizophrenic and bipolar because she was a crack baby. Additionally, Drew, in his depression, married a gold-digging whore that Angelica idolized because she fooled herself into thinking it was her real mom. However, she always had a concept of her mom, Cynthia. She used a bodyguard to mirror her birth mother's image, wearing an unwashed orange dress and jacked up hair, which is why she was so attached to it. Later in life, she followed in her mother's footsteps, dying of an overdose at age 13 when All Grown Up was quote-unquote cancelled. The only Rugrat not to be a fictional character was unborn Tommy's brother, Dale. However, Angelica didn't know the difference between Dale and her creations. Dale didn't follow her commands, and after endless crying and a refusal to disappear like the others did when Angelica was angry with him, so she hit him. After she hit him, he screamed a blood-curdling tune, and Stu ran in and pulled his niece off his only child. But it was too late. Dale had brain hemorrhage, which resulted in a deformation. As he grew up, his damage only became more evident, and by the time he was 9 and all grown up, he lived as an outcast, being recluse for his weirdness and retardation. The immense guilt over this is what caused Angelica to start using drugs, and to uncreate the Rugrats briefly, until her experience with hallucinogenics. Kaz lost his mind after the death of his first wife, and was in denial that she was ever a prostitute. On a trip to Paris to find love, Kaz fell in love with a hooker named Kyra. She was originally going to marry a different hooker, but she just wanted him for his money. Kyra once had a daughter named Kimi, but the baby was torn from her by law due to her cocaine addiction. Angelica imagined Kiki from Kyra's stories. Upon return to America, Kaz and Kyra were married, and they got her engaged. It was a surprisingly happy and romantic story. Carol constantly struggled with Dixon, but was relatively happy with her new life with Kaz. Susie was Angelica's only true friend, who entertained the thought of Angelica's creations because they seemed to make her happy. She later became a psychologist and teamed up with Nickelodeon to make the Rugrats. When Angelica died of an overdose, Susie helped arrange her funeral. Because of her addictions and her mental state, Angelica was excluded from society, which led to a break with reality and her eventual death. She spent the last days of her life in the back of the school cafeteria, imagining friends around her and playing with the lives of her creations.